Eagles training camp, day 2 in the books. We hear from Vic Fangio. Wait till you hear what he had to say about one Eagles rookie. Things are looking very promising. Also, Jalen Hurts just can't miss. No, literally, he is almost perfect, and the media continues to hate, and Jalen Hurts continues to rise. We'll talk about his current success, and one Eagles player is about to shock everybody. It may not be who you expect me to say. We'll talk about it all and more, but welcome into A to Z Philly. I'm RB. Really appreciate everybody who tunes in regularly with us. And we started off for day 2 of camp. No Jalen Carter, though. Jalen Carter misses practice today. Hopefully we'll get some updates on him. Like I said, he's missed a couple practices and didn't practice in the last spring practice. So don't really know what's going on with that shoulder. We need him to be at tip-top shape because he is one of the best, truly a young star in the making. I think he could be a Hall of Famer one day. So let's hope Jalen Carter is back to 100%. Now, speaking of 100%, the Eagles are 100% all in. Okay, Landon Dickerson talked about his mentality going into this upcoming season. We referenced a lot of the Eagles quotes yesterday about how they moved on and they're not defending champs. They're not worried about that. Great echo here from Landon Dickerson today. He says the 2024 Eagles no longer exist. They are in the history books. That's a fact. Like, people are going to go back and read and watch about the Eagles last year. I know that us here in Philly really appreciate how great it was, but is the national media, like, overall, do people realize how truly astonishing that success was? That level of dominance. Like, from October on, they literally did not lose other than Jalen Hurts going down in one of the games. Like, it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. But before we talk about one young stud who's unbelievable, I got to tell you, man, it's about sustained dominance. And in that 2017 successful season, right, where they go on the journey run and they win it all, they weren't really looking ahead. And I think this is probably the biggest quote that I've heard from Howie Roseman. And man, it takes a lot to really come off your ego, realize where you made mistakes, and correct those, right? Especially when you've won a Super Bowl, especially when you're in that position of power. Reuben Frank did an interview with Howie Roseman in the past couple days. Listen to what Howie had to say. He says, I think when I look back at the moment after the 2017 season, some of the lessons is that as much as you love the players and the staff, we have to keep getting better. There are teams that are improving throughout the offseason that we have to keep up with, and we've got to do whatever it takes to put our best team forward and our best foot forward. According to Spot Track, the 2017 Eagles had the 7th oldest team in the NFL, and they actually got older in 2018. This year, they are actually the same exact age as they were last year, but they are the 3rd youngest roster. That's how things are trending and developing with team building. Howie Roseman recognizes that. I think he really took it to heart. 2019, 2020, people are coming together saying, look, everything crashed and burned. How we got lucky in 2017, it was a fluke, right? Everything had to fall perfectly. Howie said, you know what? Fine, I'll do it again. I'll go back to the drawing board. I will learn. And that is the sign of a great executive like Howie Roseman. Not only did he do it once, he did it twice. He got this team back to the Super Bowl twice. And you know what? I expect him to do it again in the next year or two. So just really top level stuff. And there's always like that negative connotation because we haven't seen a timeline like this of straight dominance, right? There was a bunch of NFC championship games in the early 2000s, but I think even people in this city are realizing like, man, we are living in the most special time of the Philadelphia Eagles, and it's only going to continue. Do you agree with that? Let me know down below. And let's talk about one dominant young defensive player. No, it's not Nolan Smith. It's not the guy we talked about yesterday in Jalix Hunt, but it's Jordan Davis. I am here to tell you right now, I think Jordan Davis is going to have one of the biggest improvements for the Philadelphia Eagles this year. Last year, he dropped about 15, 20 pounds going into camp. He dropped 26 pounds this offseason. At the end of last year, he said he fell in love with his Peloton. Well, like I said, they must be in a relationship. He said, do you guys want me to lift my shirt to see? I mean, this dude looks skinny, man. This dude looks skinny and cut. Hold up. Here's another angle. Look at that. This dude is putting in work. He looks cut. He looks slim, lean, whatever you want to say. 356 pounds down to 330. from his rookie year till now. That's unbelievable. Jordan Davis is putting in the work. They pick up his fifth-year option, and we all talk about Jalen Carter, and we talk about the emergence of Nolan Smith. This guy, like, the stats don't really show the whole story sometimes, you know? Jordan Davis only has 3.5 career sacks, but his money is made on being an elite run stuffer and being a dominant force, manning the middle with Jalen Carter. And even last year at the end of the season, we started to see more flashes and potential of him being a pretty good pass rusher. Now, again, I don't think he's going to have double-digit sacks, but I think he's going to be one of the key pieces to prevent other teams from being able to run the ball down the Eagles' throats, kind of like last year. And I think, especially getting into better shape, he's only going to continue to improve. And I think he's hungry. No pun intended. Shout out to Jordan Davis. Now, Vic Fangio also talked today about some of the other pieces. He said that Quinyon Mitchell is playing both sides of the field in practice right now and can potentially travel with receivers in games. So now he's playing on the right and the left. No more Slay. A couple of people asked questions about that. He said, I don't really care about that. Quinyon is that guy. Year number 2. He's ready for the responsibility. And if we thought Quinyon was that good last year, imagine what he's going to do this year, being able to mirror receivers. Vic also pointed out that the Patriots and Chiefs both went to a ton of Super Bowls and championship games, and that it did not alter their practice schedule that much. So Vic keeping that rhythm with these guys. They're going in there. They're working hard. No days off. Now, I want to flip back to the offensive side before we talk about another defender, because Jalen Hurts is back out here at practice today, and he's going through the motions, right? He's locked in. He's focused. He's not wearing his championship ring. He doesn't care. But you know what he does care about? Winning. All he does is win. I'm seeing all these comments. Oh, well, Jalen's got to throw the ball more. Jalen's got to do this. Stop telling us what Jalen needs to do. Jalen wins. Jalen can't throw a deep ball. Remember when they said that? Jalen Hurts on 20-plus yard throws since 2022, 30 touchdowns, most in the NFL. Stop telling us what Jalen needs to do. Look at the stats, look at the tape, and look at how he has improved. Now, today was another stellar Jalen day. ESP had all the updates at camp. Hurts had a sick completion to Devontae Smith, was rolling to his left, threw it on the move to Devontae, who was about 15 yards down the field running toward the sideline. But ESP says that Hurts had one of his best throws ever in practice today. He hit Dallas Goedert over the middle, lofted it between 3 defenders for a completion. There was only one kind of throw, location and touch, that would result in a completion, and Hurts threaded the needle. He hit that window. So his accuracy is only improving. And ESP says that right now, in 5 practices since winning the Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts is throwing 93%, 86 for 93, albeit it is practice, but he's laser focused. He's ready to come back. He can throw it. He can run it. It doesn't matter. Jalen is going to be on it again this year. He's going to continue to win games, and the Eagles will do whatever it takes to win games. So they don't care about your lousy narratives that he can't throw the ball. Another guy that he'll be throwing the ball to, though, is A.J. Brown, and here's a little clip of A.J. Brown today. We looked at him yesterday, and there's nothing much to say about A.J. I mean, he's dominant. Sharp cuts, speed, size, versatility. Put him anywhere. He's going to beat guys one-on-one. They're going to have to hold him every single time. I mean, that's how good he is. Now, I want to switch back over to the defensive side because Vic Fangio also talked about Jihaad Campbell, and Vic talked about Campbell being back on the field earlier than expected, where he said he would come back in August. He says, quote, I'm learning our trainers like to understate and overachieve so that they look good. Obviously, a bit of sarcasm there from Vic Fangio, but it's so good to have Jihaad Campbell back. And ESP, who was at the practice, of course, today, said Jihaad Campbell moving at full speed is impressive. Have not seen many linebackers move as quick as him in the open field. And I looked at a couple other reporters that were there. They echoed the same sentiments. Like, Jihaad Campbell already looks special. Jihaad Campbell, Zach Bond. Oh, and Nakobe Dean's coming back. Oh my gosh. I mean, how does Howie keep getting away with this, man? Unbelievable. Jihaad Campbell, like I said yesterday, could be in the Rookie of the Year campaign when it's all said and done. Just going to leave that out there. Now, in terms of the corner position, Keely Ringo struggled a lot yesterday, but obviously they're going to continue to rotate reps. They want Keely, the younger guy, to win that job, but Adoree Jackson signed on a 1-year deal, also has a lot of experience. Adoree Jackson started at corner today over Keely to begin the day. So it was Adoree Jackson, and we don't have much other information on how he played. Coop was at safety again in base defense, but Vic also said that no matter what, they're going to try to keep Coop on the field at all times because he is that good. Now, lastly, I want to just laugh for a second at our rivals. We did this a few days ago as well, but Terry McLaurin is not reporting to training camp. He is holding out. Sources say the deal will probably get done, but we have to laugh, right? Like Washington trying to play hardball with one of their best players who's been dedicated even through the rough times. Howie Roseman would never, and Howie Roseman would never do this to Micah Parsons. Micah on the contract talks, quote, "There's not been much movement. I want to be here. At the end of the day, they sign the checks. Let's see if they want me to be here. I'm doing this for myself and my teammates, not for Jerry." I mean, this is insane, man. Howie Roseman would have paid Micah Parsons last year. Easy. Done. I mean, Howie talked yesterday. Draft, develop, make these guys happy. You're talking about a guy who's probably going to be a future Hall of Famer, and they don't want to pay Micah Parsons. I mean, how stupid can you be? I love it. We're sitting back laughing. Jerry Jones is clueless. The Cowboys will forever be miserable, and this is one big reason as to why. But thankfully, we don't have to worry about that. We have Howie Roseman, and we have guys who are dedicated on getting better and continuing to keep on good terms with the organization. So those are all my thoughts from day 2. Give me yours down below. As always, appreciate everybody for tapping in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I'll catch you all on the next one.